From the Boston Bruins, we have head coach Bruce Cassidy. Media, please raise your hand if you have a question. We'll start with Joe Haggerty, NBC Sports Boston.
Hey, Butch, just the pride that you have in the team and tying the game up late in the third period, pushing into double overtime. And, you know, their backs were against the wall, obviously, but I thought they showed a lot of resilience before it ends up ending in double OT.
Well, yeah, this team is resilient. I mean, Hags were disappointed. We thought we were the better team tonight, and we wanted to play on. Put ourselves in a hole, obviously, but felt we played well enough to win tonight, get it to Game 6, and then see what happens from there. But they're a good team too. They clearly have, they know how to win. They've done a lot in overtime this season, and they made one more play than we did.
Matt Porter, Boston Globe.
Bruce, when on the goal, anything besides point flying and a fortunate bounce off the screen by Hedman, or anything that you kind of saw there as a coach?
No, I haven't looked at it, Matt, to be honest with you. We just went in and addressed the group. Clearly we are D-zoned before that, so the actual shot, obviously they celebrated. D-zone coverage, we could close quicker. Getting out, we want to front all shots and then close. But I think our guys were fatigued as well, so you got to be careful. You don't give yourself up. Got a big block from Nordy, but fortunately couldn't keep it out of our net.
Dan Roach, WBZ.
Bruce, just a thought on Yaroslav Halak's performance tonight.
Outstanding. Yeah, really good. We didn't give up a high volume of shots, Dan, but some really good quality ones from the crease early on. Killorn, I know, had one. There was a post. And then second period, was it Palat in front of the net or third? I can't remember now, but some good ones right in front of him. Some real good saves there. And then the goals were deflections. Our D weren't able to get under their stick. It's something they do well. I mean, all three goals were generated by their blue line. So credit to them. But as far as Yarrow goes, I think he stopped everything that he literally could. So tons of credit to him. And their goalie's obviously good too. He made some big saves, and it was a night where both goalies were on.
Steve Conroy, Boston Herald.
Bruce, the hit on McAvoy, were you looking for maybe even just a review like the Richie hit got the other day?
Yeah, I mean, you'd hope there'd be something there, but there wasn't. So not our series to get those calls, but at the end of the day, we did have a power play late in the game, third period. So we had an opportunity to win it on the power play. Unfortunately, we weren't able to generate enough. But yeah, I would hope something would have came in that, but it didn't. We saw that hit on Kuhlman too the other day. Nothing happened. So that's hockey some nights.
Kevin Dupont, Boston Globe.
Bruce, two things, if you could. What did you say to the group, as if you will, right after? And if you can, I know this is a big ask, but can you put these 4 or 5 weeks in context? What they meant, what how hard it was.
Well, first of all, I told them, for me, it's always an honor, Kevin, and a privilege to coach these guys. Listen, there's days where, as a coach, I'm frustrated. Fans, organization, players themselves, but we come to work every day. We're disappointed. It didn't go better for us, no doubt. And there'll be some evaluation of players, coaches, up and down. That's what any good organization will do once your season's done. But that's what I told them. Like I said, it's a privilege and an honor, and I appreciate their commitment. So going to your second part. There was a commitment to be here. A lot of sacrifices for every player that's here, manager, people working here to be away. You're confined. I still think the situation, the NHL handled it terrific, the accommodations. You're still confined to a certain extent, and that's different. So you have to have some, you got to be mentally dialed in, so to speak, and to find structure in your day that, would be different from your normal way of life. So, but having said that, probably better to ask that a few days from now, Kevin, to be honest. Once you're back to your normal life, you probably sort of reflect on on what you did for the 5-6 weeks a little better, because it's become routine for us, right? We're at the hotel, we're at the rink, a couple activities to do. We're together eating all the time. So certainly some camaraderie, some bonding, some lonely days too. You miss your family, but at the end of the day, that's the commitment you make. You want to win the Stanley Cup. That was the ask this year, and here we are. But we're not going to get that opportunity this year, obviously.
Take a few more questions for Coach Jimmy Murphy, Boston Hockey Now.
Coach, like you said, you need to reflect on things, but we talked about it earlier with Zdeno or Krug and whether this would be their last game. And if it was, just, what you've gotten from being with them over the years.
Well, I don't want to speculate if it was their last game. So, those are decisions that will be made by the player, management, obviously going forward. I've said it all along, grateful to have an opportunity to coach Z. It was early in my NHL career, so to speak, later in his playing career, so he helped me a lot. Torrey is a little different. I got him more in the end of my American League, or not end of it, but more well into my American League career. And he was just, basically starting out. So it was a much different situation where you almost feel like Z's probably helped me more than I've helped him. And with Krug, it was a little more of watching him grow and being a bigger part in his development. Both, great Boston Bruins, and we'll see what happens down the line, because, like I said, those are decisions that'll be made. And like I said, I love both those guys and what they've meant to the Boston Bruins, and hopefully what they'll continue to mean for the Boston Bruins.
We have time for 2 more questions for Coach Emily Benjamin, NHL.com.
Sort of to build on that, what do you feel? You came into this with this unfinished business mantra. Do you feel like you let something slip away with this series?
Well, obviously we're not advancing. We're not even going to Game 6, Emily. So clearly, we didn't reach our goal. So that's no argument there. Why? We'll dissect all that. I do believe with the turn of events, with the pause, obviously stuff going on in the world bigger than hockey. But once we got back here, it wasn't the same as a normal season. It just wasn't. So it's not an excuse. I'm just telling you, personnel was different, who was healthy, who's not on a lot of different teams, the environment. And at the end of the day, it's unfortunate it worked out that way for us in terms of our hockey season. But like I said, we were still grateful to be back to work. A lot of people aren't. So I know our guys feel that in there. They got the opportunity to compete for the cup. We're not going to get it this year. So that's, I guess that's on us. We weren't able to beat a very good Tampa Bay team.
Last question, Ken Campbell, Hockey News.
Bruce, you seem to have a trouble finding that goal when you needed it in this series, especially at 5-on-5. Can you sort of explain why that was the case?
Well, there's probably a lot of things, Ken, that go into it. 5-on-5 scoring, I think we're middle of the pack most of the year. So it's always something that, we've built our team around good habits, good team defense. So sometimes that will take away from the offense. The way we try to defend and keep the puck out of our net first. We pride ourselves in the penalty kill. So we have people in our lineup that are going to be very good penalty killers and are. And sometimes that affects their, the scoring ability, right? I mean, that's just the way it is sometimes in the National Hockey League, how you build your roster that way. So we know that, but in this series, I think we misfired, some execution issues, a little bit of tough puck luck. We got some at the end, finally, Kretsch's goal, but a little bit of that was us, having net front traffic. And that's a little bit of what we missed against Tampa, getting in Vasilevsky's eyes. Listen, you don't need me to tell you, Ken, he's world-class goaltender, so you're going to have to get some second chances, screen tips. I think we didn't generate a lot of offense from our back end in today's game. That's required to be a high-end 5-on-5 team. But like I said, they're very good defenders, so we gave a little bit in that area. And then some secondary scoring, some guys that we needed to score a little more in the middle of the lineup, weren't able to get it done this series. And you know, that's also a credit to Tampa, to the last part of your question. I mean, they're a very good hockey team. They're not easy to score on. So we have to tip our hats to them too and look for answers how we can get better. They're in our division. We're going to see them a lot, have seen them a lot. And that's something we're going to have to conquer.
Coach, thank you for your time.